Hello everyone and welcome now to game 2 here on Cloud Kingdom. Liquid Taeja versus Roxas Abver, Terran versus Zerg, and Abver losing game 1 to a very well executed 2 racks pressure. And Taeja, even though he did do an early pressure and a little bit more of a cheese variety move, I like that play because it counters the meta game so much right now. Also, we also saw a little bit of brilliance in terms of allowing those Marines to dance from one side of the bunker to the next to get out of melee range from those Zerglings. That was also a brilliant move there. Now, let's see what the strategies will be here, as we see the Terran player now setting up a spawning at the 7 o'clock position, setting up a supply depot on the front door. Meanwhile, Abver, who was rather greedy in game 1, may not be opening up with the same 16 hatchery that he did. So far, drones just mining away, and we'll see what exactly Abver does in terms of changing his particular build order after experiencing that early pressure from Taeja. Wow. Alright, barracks now being placed down. It looks like the Terran player will not be executing that same early pressure, instead training up more and more SCVs. And we'll see if he goes for that 1 racks expand, or perhaps will he try to get gas at 13. Spawning pool has been placed down in a rather unusual location for Zerg players. Normally spawning pools are placed behind the mineral lines in order to cut off any routes for Hellions to really be able to drive through and drive by. But perhaps knowing that with the early spawning pool and how ineffective Hellions have been as of late in terms of putting down pressure, he doesn't need to put that spawning pool back there any longer. Now it looks like it will be a 1 racks expand strategy coming in. We should see an upgrade to an orbital command here in just a moment. A Marine is already being trained up, queued up. Orbital command now coming in, and now we are just waiting on that SCV to come down, mine a couple minerals, and then build that command center. So there you go, the timing nearly perfect, as the command center is already underway, being built at about the same time as the hatcheries. So far things fairly even still. Abver is slightly ahead in terms of supply, sitting at 19/26. He is building up a queen, and he will be able to hit some key injects and catch back up in the overall production of the game. Marine now backing off here. I'm surprised there is still not a bunker here on the front door. No, instead building the bunker closer to home. And this is when the command center is already down, but the command center is only sitting at about 25 life. The Marines, will they be able to get this up enough is the question. As are we going to see perhaps a supply depot here? Oh, there is a barracks now being placed down, and this building here is going to be very important. Are the Marines going to be able to jump inside this bunker? It looks like both Marines have been taken out, so a Marine from the high ground trying to attack the low ground is all he's going to really have. An SCV is repairing, and it looks like he will be able to repair it and do exactly that. Will the Marine be able to jump inside? Oh no, the Zerglings have gotten inside the base, and Taeja now in trouble. SCVs now coming off the mineral line. These Zerglings are putting down a lot of pressure, and the key question is, are we continuing to see more and more Zergling production, or are we going to see a production into drones? So far the Zerglings have gotten some easy kills. SCVs have been taken down. 1 SCV is low on hit points. 4 workers killed so far, and that is it. 5 hit points left on 1, and now we see Liquid Taeja going into that 3rd command center very quickly. And with 3 command centers, he should be able to outproduce in terms of drones. We still don't have a queen at this hatchery just quite yet. Spoke too soon. 1 queen already being transferred down over. There's the inject. 7 drones now being trained at a time. Will Abver be able to hold on to his economic advantage, mining off of 2 bases with increased drone production, or will Liquid Taeja be able to catch up very easily with this command center, perhaps upgrade to a 3rd orbital command and triple train up SCVs? All of these Zerglings here, a dozen of them, really with nowhere to go. I like this front door placement on this bunker. And I like the timing where it actually forced the Zerglings to move around in the opposite direction. Are we going to see the barracks perhaps? Yes, it is going to go ahead and try to shoot down this Overlord. Is Abver going to lose it? Abver now down to 33, 27, 21 hit points on that Overlord, and that Overlord able to escape. Wow, a huge lucky break, as now Abver may be able to catch and take down a couple of free Marines. One Marine has been taken down, and the other Marines have been able to regroup together once more. Abver still sitting at 44 supply, 43 over 44. Meanwhile, 26 SCVs, 27 versus 33 drones. And now we are transitioning into roaches. I am a bit surprised that Abver is not taking up a third base as of yet. This place is a prime position, but he perhaps knows that if he does try to take it, he will be forced to deal with a lot of Hellions. We may see a little bit of a 2-base timing here, especially as we are not at tier 2 yet. Zerglings, Banelings, and Roaches will be trying to crash up on this front door. But now that we are going into reactored Hellions and also going into Banshee play, those Banshees are going to be able to clean up any Banelings that are added and perhaps take down a couple of Roaches if the Roaches are off of creep. There is that Baneling's nest hidden off to the side just a little bit. So far, 10 Zerglings, 9 Roaches are being added. We'll see what the production is going to have in store. Taeja still behind, constantly supply block, now up to 62 over 65. Needs to train up a lot or build up a lot more supply depots and stay up on top of his production. You never want to be supply blocked this early in the game, as it does slow down your overall economy. Alright, 33 drones, 44 SCVs. The SCVs have now caught up as Taeja does run on 3 bases here, and now Hellions making their way out. Roaches, are they going to be able to catch up? No. But did it spot the Banelings? I believe so. And all the units will now need to perhaps retreat and come back. Marines are in position here. They are up on the high ground. They will be able to shoot down on the low ground pretty easily, as you can see that those Roaches are trying to back away. And here you go. Roaches are now looking to push in. How much damage can they do? And the Banelings now trying to crash in here. Will be able to take down a couple of those Hellions pretty easily. And now perhaps some SCVs. SCVs completely destroyed their 23 workers killed. Wow. We are now seeing at 31 to 33 as there are still Banelings in position, and Taeja going to lose his orbital command. No, it is down to 106, 104. It is on fire in a bad way as the SCVs are trying to repair. Are they going to be able to repair in time? It looks like it is still burning down, and more SCVs coming over. It looks like the orbital command will get saved ever so barely if this SCV pays attention to the buildings. And yes, the orbital command has been saved. And Liquid Taeja did dodge a bit of a bullet there. We are now at 40 drones versus 34 SCVs. That very, very nice attack as the Zerg is now trying to come back around, trying to get a good surround here. There are Marines up on the high ground, shooting down onto the low ground, working out very well as the Zerg now look to finish off a couple more Hellions. And looks like more SCVs will get taken down. 30 workers killed, 35 SCVs versus 41. Liquid Taeja not going to get discouraged here. Now coming back in over the top with his own units. Hellion's going to come over, and it looks like the Hellions are going to come in for a little bit of torching as well. Zergling's now trying to run away from those Hellions. Queen now in position, needs to attack. What is it doing? And Abver, getting a little bit of a lucky break there, wanting to get the Banshee. The Banshee now going up against a Queen, and it looks like the Banshee will be able to barely escape, down to 14 hit points. Alright, worker kill count. 2 workers to 30. Take a look at the total losses. Abver has lost a little bit more. We are at 48 drones versus 45 SCVs. And I think with Taeja establishing up his third base, he's had that third orbital command for so long. He's going to be able to just come out of this mid-game or the early game tactics in a much, much better position than Abver. Marines are upgraded 1-1. Now getting stim pack, no combat shield as of yet. Only 1 tech lab, I believe. Yes, only 1 tech lab. And now going to be mass training up a whole bunch of Marines. We are seeing the third base now being established by Abver, but this will get scouted out by the Hellions fairly quickly. Abver, perhaps knowing that something is around the corner, does spot those Hellions there. And now Zergling's going to look to come in and perhaps surround and take down these Hellions. There it goes. Total losses starting to even out a little bit more, but this Marine Banshee medevac play may clean up a lot of those banelings before they are able to reach their targets and take down those Marines. Movement speed upgrades now for those banelings. 1-1 upgrades about to be completed for both Zerglings and banelings as they're now trying to come around the corner. Banshee unable to catch up to those fast-moving Zerglings as the Marines are now going to come in here and perhaps cancel a hatchery and also cancel a creep tumor. Abver in trouble, most likely will cancel this hatchery here, but we now see a flood of units now coming in. Is it going to be enough? The Zerglings now trying to surround here. The Zerglings are upgraded. 1-1 will clean up some of this, but they were in a single file line as opposed to being in a ball. And whenever your units are in a single file line, it's very easy for ranged units to pick them off quickly. Abver going to lose 1 Baneling, 2 Banelings, 3 Banelings, 4 Banelings without dealing any damage. And now Marines dropping up onto the high ground here. Spore Crawler did finish off that medevac, but Abver just starting to lose and slip in terms of any advantage he was able to gather earlier. He is now behind in bases, behind in workers, and behind in army. That is the trifecta of StarCraft 2. If you're behind in all 3 of those categories, and I guess behind also in tech, if you're behind in all 4 of those categories, things are not looking well for you at all. Army compositions. Abver only has 1 Baneling left on the field, a whole bunch of Zerglings, a couple Queens. We are now going into 2-2 upgrades, but Taeja already finishing his 2-2 upgrades, and this could be a huge problem as Taeja now looking to perhaps come back around the side and come in and snipe down some more drones. There is a Spore Crawler here, and nope, the Banshee simply just going to be retreating and returning home. Taeja now up to, 2-2 upgrades on those Marines. He could start 3-3 upgrades any second now. Already has the armory, now starting level 3 weapons. Level 3 armors can't be too far behind as the Zerglings are now looking for where those Marines and all of these units could possibly be. Only 2 siege tanks in the group, 5 medevacs, and now here we go. Abver gonna try to crash up this front door. There are supply depots here, gonna make it rather difficult for the units to get in at all, as Taeja is denying this base. Alright, if Abver is able to attack while Taeja is defenseless here, we can see, oh, the medevac almost gets taken down. It does get taken down. Marines gonna get sniped down here, and now we see an attack on the front door. Zerglings, oh, did not, I repeat, did not try to crash in on that front door in time. The Baneling's now going to simply roll in, takes down 1 base, going to take down some SCVs, takes down some more Marines there, and the Banelings could just crash in here and deal terrible damage, taking down a whole group of SCVs once again. 61 workers killed, as the Banelings are now trying to see where else they can attack and destroy. Orbital Command is on fire in a bad way. Abver now behind by still about 50 supplies. Zerglings going to come in position, but the Zerglings are not going to be good enough to counter all of these Marines, as the Marines are looking to now even up the base count or take the lead again. Zerglings going to go ahead and try to surround those Marines. The Marines are upgraded to 2-2, and there you go. Abver gives the GG. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Liquid Taeja taking a 2-0 series over Roxas Abver.